Hey everyone, welcome back to Eat the Cake Anime. I'm your host, Jay Renee. Well, the month of October is rolling on as we continue with our slice of life animes. These animes are great, you guys. So comforting, everyday moments, little things that kind of remind you to stop and take a minute and to remember that life is, worth living. It's all about enjoying the little things. So we here at Eat the Cake Anime would like to thank you guys for all of your support. Please continue to like, comment, and subscribe everywhere you get your podcasts. All right, this week we are going to take a look at Flying Witch. During this month, yes, we know it's October. Yes, it's Slice of Life. And Flying Witch is a perfect anime for this type of, everything that you want in a comforting slice of life show. So Flying Witch, which premiered in 2016, it's a serene slice of life anime, and it follows Makoto Kawata, a 15-year-old witch in training who moves from Yokohama to the rural town of Hirosaki in Amori to live with her relatives and continue her magical education. Now, I know what you're thinking. Okay, it's October, it's Halloween, everything is kind of spooky, and let's, look at those things. But I found that even with these touches of magic and these alternate universes or otherworldly things that seem so common in anime, this is one that when you have the witches and the otherworldly things, it's not bad. It's not necessarily spooky, creepy, or anything like that. Makoto is a witch in training. She's doing her best. She's accompanied by her black cat familiar Cheeto. Makoto is always blending throughout this anime her quiet magical practice with the rhythms of everyday life. And in this particular world, it would include attending high school, her love of gardening, and exploring the countryside. So if you're looking for something that is a comfort anime, Flying Witch is for you. Flying Witch is a masterclass in healing anime or relaxing anime. In other words, it's a type of anime called yashike or yashike. It is a genre that focuses on kind of soothing storytelling with like very low stake. If you follow what I'm saying. In other words, with a yashike anime, it's kind of a subset of slice of life. And yes, I know I'm geeking out, but it's fine. There is no drama in these types of animes. There are no villains, just gentle moments like harvesting herbs, flying on broomsticks, and chatting with neighbors. So the pace of Flying Witch is really, really unhurried. The show has ambient sound design, birds chirping, wind rustling, and it only enhances the calming effect of this anime. So for Flying Witch, unlike many fantasy series, it treats magic as a quiet part of its life. If you notice during this anime, if you check it out, Makoto's spells are subtle, like potion making or talking to spirits, and they're kind of woven seamlessly into her daily routine. This grounded approach makes the supernatural in Flying Witch feel believable and almost cozy. So the show introduces magical beings like sea spirits, anthropomorphic dogs, but they always do it in a way that feels whimsical rather than dramatic. This is one of the reasons why I think this is a great anime, Flying Witch, for slice of life and the yashike subset genre, because y'all, with everything we have going on in the world right now, everything from protests to government issues to high prices to stress levels to worries about your mental health, isn't it nice to kind of have a level of escapism that you can just sit and be and enjoy and turn your mind off and just kind of, soak in the niceness? Like, for example, I'm always thinking of Flying Witch as a show that feels like a warm cup of tea on a rainy afternoon, So I think these types of animes are needed sorely. Now, also when I think of Flying Witch, if I can compare it to any type of, an African American show that's like similar, I would say, not necessarily a show. Back in 1997, yes, this is a Gen X podcast for Gen Xers. Back in 1997, there was a movie that was steeped in magical realism. It was called Eve's Bayou. You guys remember that one? Yeah, Eve's Bayou. It explored the Southern Gothic atmosphere where they worked with the subtle supernatural elements, much like Flying Witch does with its low-key magic. Eve's Bayou, that's when we got introduced to Journey Smollett, the The film explores memory, intuition, emotional depth through the eyes of a young Black girl in Louisiana. And I just harken back to that movie when I think about Flying Witch, because it's so refreshingly down to earth, even though it's an anime. And steeping in magical realism, Makoto is kind, curious, slightly scatterbrained, but her cousins Kai and Chinitsu react to her witchcraft, just kind of casually accepting it. And that's another thing that adds to the show's charm, because the setting is based on real locations, is very, very nicely done. It also showcases the local traditions, seasonal festivals, and basically the beauty of rural Japan. So with that, you guys, slice of life, Flying Witch, it is perfect, I think, for this time of year. Like, the weather's changing. Some people have, seasonal blues, or sometimes people just want to do something that's cozy or get away from all of the drama and the problems of the world. And I think slice of life anime, this subset of Yashike, it is perfect for you if that's what you're into. So thinking about Flying Witch, what I would give this anime, I would rate it, I think I may rate it maybe a 7 or 8, because there are similar animes to Flying Witch that are good, but it just kind of set the tone with, if you want more things like with the gentle pacing and like cozy setting, there's a classic anime, Kiki's Delivery Service. That is a Studio Ghibli classic about a young witch who moves to a seaside town. Also, you have different things, Non Non Biori. That was back in, I think that was about 12 years ago. That is a great slice of life series that follows a group of school children in the rural setting and has like the slow pacing. I think that these are the kinds of animes that really set the tone for this time of year. And I think if you're looking for something that's unhurried, these types of animes will be for you. And I think Flying Witch is perfect. So yeah, if you like it, please check it out. Thank you guys for keeping up with us here at Eat the Cake Anime as we roll on through the month of October. All right, everyone. So with that, I think that's going to do it for us this week. Once again, thank you so much for supporting us here at Eat the Cake Anime. Producer Ron and I, we are so thankful for all the support that we receive from everyone. Thanks for the likes, comments, the new subscribers. Welcome. We are glad that you're enjoying the show. Also, special thanks to Z Media Creative Studios, who does an excellent job on our YouTube page. She is a wonder. You guys check Sonny out. She's on all the platforms. She does great work, and we're really, really grateful to have her here as a part of the team. So until next time, you guys, don't forget, here at Eat the Cake Anime, it is okay to enjoy anime.